Hello, everyone. I am here with our special guest, Leslie Patel. Welcome to the Business Boutique, the podcast, the show where we help you as health practitioners, not only in your work as a health practitioner, but also in running a business and being a successful business person. And that's exactly what Leslie is going to dive more into today. If you feel like you've got the practitioner side of things really down pat, but the whole, creating a lucrative practice thing is still tripping you up, this is definitely an episode for you. So Leslie, I will hand it over to you. I'm really looking forward to learning more.
Great. Thanks so much, Kiki, and welcome everyone. I'm really happy to be with you all here today. And so what we're going to talk about today is really, I want to share my 5 crucial building blocks that you really need to understand and master to create a business that is both sustainable and lucrative. Especially important if you want to cross that 6-figure threshold, right? So, and as Kiki mentioned, a lot of times we come in as entrepreneurs. Well, we don't really come in, we come in as practitioners, right? We have a passion to help people. We're good at what we do. And then we realize, OMG, I need to attract my own clients. I'm running a business here, and I need to not only keep it afloat, but I actually want to make some, be paid well for what I do, right? So it's a whole different ball game in most cases. So what I want to share with you, really, these are the 5 steps that I myself implemented in my own, both my nutrition practice as well as my business coaching practice. So they are tried and true. These are the steps that I teach my private clients, as I mentor them through their business building journey. So I'm excited to share. So, all right, so let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the first strategy that is really important. You need to know exactly who your ideal clients are. And you also need to know that you need to be relatively confident that they're going to pay for your services, right? Super important because, you know, you don't want to have that struggle of, arm to it, feeling like you're trying to convince someone that you're worth it, right? So that all goes back to picking a good, solid target market and niche. So the question is, do you know exactly who it is that you're targeting in your business? It's really an important starting point. So, and I will add on to that. This goes under the niche category. It's super important that you are crystal clear that you are addressing, well, first of all, that you're aware of and then addressing the specific problems and struggles that they desperately want solved, right? So the key to all of this is, picking a target market and niche that really has an urgent need that you can solve. They are aware they have the problem. You don't have to spend, months and months and months educating your audience to convince them they have a problem. They know they've got a problem. It's one of their most urgent needs and they want it fixed. And they're willing to invest in getting that problem fixed. So that's the first step. The second step is you really ideally are going to package your services and your programs in a way that they're irresistible and really they inspire your ideal clients to buy, right? So it's super important to, I think, as we look at different business models, like the, fee for service model certainly can work. The drawback, pros and cons to everything. The drawback with that model, like the one session at a time model, is that, you get people that come, they kind of dip their toe in. They're not necessarily super committed to achieving the change, right? That they're just kind of really more focused on, maybe seeing you a couple times, and then they sometimes, unfortunately, tend to, just kind of lose interest and not come back. So there's definitely some drawbacks with that particular model. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to package up, right? Like to create this irresistible program or package and really move into that type of model. It's really more of a comprehensive solution for your ideal client. And it's really it's a win-win. So you get the benefit of being able to work with people over an elongated period of time instead of just, starting once or twice, having a session, and then having people drop off. It's also a really important win for your clients, believe it or not, because, like I had alluded to, when you're in the package and program model, your clients they've made an investment in themselves, right? They put that, flag in the ground, and they have declared to you and to themselves that they want this outcome, and that's why they're signing up to work with you. So they tend to be very motivated and very focused on the carrot, which is actually achieving their goal. So it really is a win-win. So, all right. So the third step, or the third important factor, is you need to be able to find your ideal clients, establish yourself as an authority, and consistently get in front of them, engage them, and create a relationship with them. All right. So this is marketing. So nowadays is so important that, we're engaging them and really creating a relationship, right? And especially in this day and age, you want to try to employ both online and local strategies that help get you out there, help get you in front of your target market in a variety of different ways, right? Might be a little trickier given the pandemic that we're in right now in terms of local strategies, but nonetheless, you guys probably still have relationships that you could potentially leverage. You don't necessarily have to do this all, face to face. But what I am suggesting is that you have a variety of both online and offline strategies that help get you in front of your target market so that people see you, they meet you, they hear you, and they get to realize that you're an authority. And they also begin to realize that you provide a solution that they are desperately seeking. All right. So really, really important. And once you meet them, you do need a solid system to be able to nurture those relationships and gracefully turn those interested people that are really interested and curious about your work, into paying clients, right? Because at the end of the day, that's, you're a business. As a business, you need to be generating revenue and, being able to, be profitable, right? So of course, if you don't do this, if you don't have a process in place to nurture leads and eventually, move some of those leads or, people into paying clients, obviously that's going to be a problem, right? You're going to have some cash flow issues. So, all right, so let's go into number four. So number four, and these I think you can probably sense that they build on each other, right? So number four is that you need to be able to easily enroll your potential clients into your services. So in other words, you need to be able to close the deal, right? You gotta, authentically, right, in a way that feels good for you, be able to have these conversations with potential clients that leads to them seeing the value in what you offer and recognizing you as the authority, and really being inspired to work with you because they view you or your program as the solution to that urgent need that they have, right? And of course, in the same vein, I really want to see your prices, your price point to be such that it's, aligned with your value and worth, because so many people undercharge. And, generally speaking, I would say many service providers and practitioners, coaches, dietitians, nutritionists, like this is really the struggle is really step 4. They tend to really struggle here. They don't, a lot of us don't like to have those conversations. It feels uncomfortable. And a lot of times that's where things kind of go off the rails, really. Like we get, we might be spending all kinds of time on Instagram, or, doing all these different social media marketing strategies, for example. We start to get leads in the door, or, emailing us or direct messaging us, or whatever the case may be. We get on the phone with them or do a Zoom call with them. And, and a lot of times that's where things fall apart, right? We struggle to have a, kind of a process that we take people through that, again, helps them to see where they are now, the true cost of being stuck where they are and struggling with the health issues that they have. And we also tend to struggle with, in really asking for the business, positioning our services as a solution, a really viable solution to their struggle. And a lot of times too, I have to add, Kiki, that, a lot of us just plain don't like to talk about money, right? It
That's
just
so
feels
what it
super
is.
uncomfortable.
You're so right. It's almost like how dare we take something from them? They have a problem,
Right.
yes, we can help them, but oh God, like, we almost want them to just be like, let me pay you for that. Or like, what's your PayPal account? Let me transfer you the money right now, because it's such an awkward thing to address.
Right. A lot of us really get stuck and hung up there. And unfortunately, it people can sense that, right? And it really it does us a disservice if we're kind of stuck there. So a lot of this step, honestly, step 4, is there's a lot of mindset involved here, I have to say. Really recognizing the value that you provide for your clients in terms of the ability to help them achieve those transformations that they want. And, really, um, recognizing that there's a psychology behind pricing as well. In some cases, and you guys have probably heard this before, but if you're priced too low, ooh, sometimes that can make you sound, um, it could have a negative connotation, believe it or not. It's very interesting when you get into price psychology. There's this, I don't know, it's almost like an innate thing that we assume things that are priced higher are better. Isn't that interesting? So I'm not saying, like, gouge people or overprice yourself. I'm not suggesting that, but really, I do want to recommend that, that there's definitely psychology behind pricing. And the key is to really ask yourself, what is the transformation worth that I help people to achieve? How do their lives change as a result of my work? And, how can I monetize that? What is a price point that feels, like I'm being well compensated for all the years of training? And again, it's really more, how can I be compensated for the transformation that I'm helping people to achieve? So super important. There's a lot to step 4. That could be a whole podcast in of itself. So, uh, so let's move to step 5. So, all right. So at this phase, assuming, you've gotten the other strategies in place, right? So quick review, we've talked about knowing who your ideal client is, your target market, your niche, being confident that they're going to actually pay for your services, knowing that you are addressing those urgent problems and challenges that they really want solved. Number two, packaging up your services, and really moving from kind of the old hours for dollars model into this more comprehensive solution for your ideal clients. Number three, getting in front of your ideal clients, and really being able to establish yourself as an authority in the marketplace. Number four, being able to easily enroll clients into your services. And that leads us to number five, which is leveraging your time. So when you start to get traction in terms of successfully enrolling clients into your one-on-one programs and packages, I think it's really a good opportunity at that point to start thinking about, how can I leverage my time? Where are my opportunities? Where can I perhaps create an additional revenue stream? And by doing this, you're able to potentially reach more people, right? So the example might be an online course, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. So you could potentially, by adding, say, an online course into the mix of your services, first of all, you balance out your value ladder, right? So your value ladder are, basically it's the main services that you're providing, right? Starting from the lowest price point to the highest. And it's really good to have a balanced, like a little bit of a mix of, maybe a lower priced program such as an online course, all the way to like your VIP level program and package. That's most likely a one-on-one kind of a situation. So the idea here is to, in order to be able to reach more people, leverage your time, make more money, and really enjoy some flexibility and freedom, you really want to eventually go beyond just the one-on-one client model, right? And this is going to help you to make exponential income. It offers, you're able to help more people. And honestly, that is super motivating for many of us, by offering something in the lower price point as compared to our one-on-one offers. Generally speaking, it's at a lower price point, and it's going to help accommodate all kinds of clients, right? Those clients, some people are going to want the most expensive or high-end offer you have right away. Other people, they're a little more, they want to dip their toe into your work before they invest further. So it's through learning to scale your business and leveraging your time that you assure you'll avoid burnout, right? Because that is a huge consideration in the one-to-one model. So by having some variety, it really serves a lot of different purposes. You potentially avoid burnout, and you've got, you're able to serve more people, increase your income, and really have the time and energy for a really wonderful life. So these are the building blocks that I've used over and over again, in a step-by-step process that has really helped me to grow my own businesses to multiple six figures. And it's the most exciting thing is that it has allowed me to help many more people than I ever could have dreamed of, right? I'm able to touch many more lives in this leveraged model. So those are my 5 tips.
Thank you, Leslie. And I love how everything that you said while we're talking about a lucrative practice, it really is, everything you said is a win-win. It's about, supporting ourselves so that we can better support those that we serve, and, in a really respectful way for all parties involved. So appreciate that. And maybe next time we can dive more into that mindset thing with all the money jazz. But
that would be a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
But thank you so much for your time today, and until next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye, Kiki.